Hey, hey,
Good evening.
are we awake?
Well, we are awake.
Kind of?
We are also.
I was I was trying to share this out, damn it.
I got this thing shared out to 40 places. What about you, Nick?
It's a long story.
That's usually the excuse.
Yeah, right now I'm getting ready to share this thing out to the chats. I finally nailed down a system here that makes it sort of easy, I guess you could say.
Oh,
So, to share it out to groups, I'm able to mass share on my phone, and to share it out in the chats, I can mass share on the computer.
okay. Okay. That works.
Yeah, the only problem with the computer is that Facebook lags.
Well, and I don't see any of your posts shared on the chats yet.
That's because I'm working on that. It's
Oh,
lagging.
okay. That's where I always share it from. It's the chats.
Yeah. And I see that one of our destinations did not work.
Which one?
The things of Illinois.
Yeah, I know. I noticed. I thought there were one or two
Oh,
pages
okay.
that were not working.
Yeah. That that one, for whatever reason, doesn't work every time. This is not the first time that it did not go to that location.
Yeah, it's happened previously.
Come on.
I don't know why it does that.
It. Everybody's been having issues with Facebook. You know, all these issues started when they first started like taking off the bans of like fact checking shit. They changed everything.
Well, it's that, and also when they started taking off the third party um, apps from the group pages.
I need this. I need this hoodie. Mentally ill, but totally chill.
I am keeping my mouth shut on. Hi, Tom.
I will take
What's
it.
up, Tom?
Oh, boy. Come on.
This is not
Hey,
connecting
Tom.
well.
This thing is so bad. Um, it's even worse than when I'm trying to invite somebody to a group page on the computer. It takes forever for names to come up.
Yeah.
So you're having that problem too?
Yep.
Okay, I'm glad it's not just me then.
So what I can do is go to the network and go here, share. There we go. Now we're good.
Uh, Screw it. I just shut the entire page. Okay, let's get
Yeah.
started.
Let's, before we do anything else, because we can all talk forever, let's get started with the finishing the Ten Commandments.
Yep.
Oh, I figured you would have wanted to cover some of the other things before we got into that.
No, no, let's finish
Yeah,
that
because
and then we'll cover the other.
we got halfway through
Okay.
the list, so we should finish up the rest.
All right.
We finished five last time.
Yep.
Yeah, so we did thou shalt be informed, be prepared, not trespass, be respectful, and not venture on thy own. So that brings us up to the next one, which is thou shalt not fake evidence.
So, for those of us, normal people that are not on shows, that are not trying to be YouTubers or whatever the hell the case might be, um, that's not hard. But those people that are on shows, I'm going to say this right now. I have seen the contract for Travel Channel. It is a requirement. It's not worded like that, but it is a requirement that you find some evidence, whatever your version of evidence might be. So we have that. TV shows don't make money when you go into places and nothing happens. They're paying for you to go there. They're paying for you, probably your food, or at least an allowance a day. They're paying for your motel. Something better happen. That's just the way it is. So, yeah. I've been watching Kim Russo recently with her.
Who?
I love her. I love her. Kim Russo. She's a psychic medium.
Okay.
She's from the Bronx. She has an accent from hell that drives me crazy. I want to smack that accent off of her.
New Yorkers are notorious for that kind of accent.
And normally they're very rude. It comes off rude to the rest of us, but they're actually just very forward.
Yep.
That's New Yorkers too.
I
Yeah.
mean,
But
you know,
think of where they live. New York
Right.
City.
Right.
well, let's
She
not
is
forget.
amazing.
Let's not forget here in Chicago. I mean, like I said, we have a bitter rivalry with New York City more than any of the other cities combined. And that's like
Because Chicago is just about as
Your,
bad.
your rivalry,
yeah, very much so. Yeah, that's why we're bitter enemies.
Nick, your rivalry is in pizza, nothing else.
Well, yeah, more of that.
Yeah.
It's
So,
been going on since
but
the 60s.
no, Kim Russo is a beautiful young lady. I don't know how young she actually is, but she's a beautiful young lady. Um, she has a show where you remember a while back they had um, like famous people telling their ghost stories.
Yeah. Oh,
Celebrity
wasn't that
ghost
Celebrity
stories.
Paranormal Project?
No,
No,
Kind of.
celebrity ghost
Celebrity,
stories.
Celebrity Ghost
Yeah,
Story. Got
that's
that
what it
wrong. Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So she's picked up those people, which I'm quite sure it's from the same producer. I haven't checked. But she's picked up those same people and went back to their haunting place to make sense of it for them.
Oh wow.
I love how she does it.
Don't
Now,
start, Chris.
do I know how, fake this might be? No, I don't. But the way it's presented, the way she does it, I love it. And I feel she's genuine. I could be wrong. But I do feel she's very genuine. She did T-Pain's last night, and that was a very heartbreaking story
Really?
because I had no idea T-Pain was suicidal most of his
I
life.
I didn't know that either. And even though I wasn't a huge hip hop fan, I still remember
I'm
like
not.
or yeah, I mean I'm not anymore. Like when I was younger, yeah, but I still remember when he released some of his early albums back then. And at that time he was only like 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. So it seemed like
Right.
he had his whole life ahead of him and he was gonna have a famous hip hop career, but I had no idea that he was feeling that way.
Yeah, and her story tells why he fell into this. I mean, no, he was into this to begin with, but it exacerbated when he moved into his home with his family and it affected his kids. And, you know, to me, there's no faking evidence on that show because there's no evidence shown. It's only what
No,
is
but
told.
you can tell false stories.
Yeah.
Right, right. It's only what is told to her, and she stops them on the show. Now, what happens behind the scenes, I don't know. But on the show, if they go to say too much, she'll stop them. And it shows her on the ride. I understand this, and any medium would understand this. Hey, Kate, how
Hey,
are
Kay,
you,
I said,
beautiful?
Will. She said, Will.
Um, it shows her sending it. She talks about it, sending her energy to the location she's going to before she gets there. And you'll hear a lot of us talk about before we even get there, when we know we're going to get like feelings or visions or some kind of energy coming to us, whether it's in dreams, whether it's in visions, whatever it is. And she talks about that on her car ride there. Now, that's not saying we don't know whether they've told him the whole story before she got there. We don't know behind the scenes. But she seems genuine. That's what I'll say. She seems like she's genuine.
Hey, Joanne.
Well,
And these celebrities have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but I'm going to say these shows with their contracts, you have to fake evidence, period. Those of us, the lowly people, we're not going to do that. We're going to say, debunk this, please.
yeah,
And we're going to do that before we do anything else. That's the difference between people you can trust and, and people you can't. That's just my opinion.
because I really only ever put one piece of evidence out, um, and in the last, oh damn, when was it? 2016? I think it was 16. In 9 years, nobody's been able to debunk it.
Well, and you guys know just
Yeah.
recently, you know all this too well, Jeremy, is the video that we captured too at the
Yeah,
Old Lake County Jail. Oh, geez, almost 4 years ago. No, no, about yeah. What is it? What was it? 2021 or 22? I think it was 21.
it wouldn't have been 21.
Okay, then it had to have been 22. So 3 years ago, then, and
No,
that's still
no, no. No, hold on. No, it would have been. No. I'm sorry. It would not have been 22 because it happened before I got hurt. So it would have been 21.
yeah. Okay, so four
And
years ago now.
yeah, so this was during the time when we were doing that filming for the previous administration.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, here's the
so it
thing
would
though,
have been 21.
Okay, so
and
four.
that's how people in the field can either trust or they don't. And, if there's all kinds of evidence out there, and we've all gotten texts, calls, whatever, saying, hey, what do you think of this? Now, if you get it from somebody that you know, you can ask them to explain what was going on around you at the time. What was the atmosphere like? Where were the people at? But if a stranger sends this to you, you can't say yes or no. You can't say what you think it is. You can't. It's just that's just not okay because you weren't there. There are so many now. I just watched a video of these speakers being put in like whether you put them in a cabinet. I watched one get put in a toilet paper holder in a gas station bathroom. Things like that are happening constantly. So you have to know what's going on. And then when you say, well, I think it's this, and you have no clue what the hell was going on around it, you're going to look really stupid.
Yeah.
Because the person that knows what happened is going to go, see, that's how they get their evidence. No.
Yeah.
No.
I want to use Chris as an example on this one because
Oh, holy shit, no.
Just just a few days ago, he actually sent me a picture of something that he wasn't able to quite understand and wanted to get my take on it. And I think it was at the Abbey. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. And he was shooting down this hallway where there was like one of them laser grids,
Uh-huh.
and he was seeing the shadow thing all the way down at the end of the hall.
Hmm.
Um, but what I was seeing was that the reason that he was seeing a shadow was because the hallway was so long that the laser pin wasn't going all the way down there and bouncing off of it. And so that's why there was a black spot there.
Right. And that's why we need checks and balances between us and people we trust and will take someone else's take on it as well. Because some of us can go in and know what we're feeling. We know something was there. And I've stopped taking a lot of equipment. I I've stopped. Last investigation, I took none, absolutely none, because that that makes it worse for me now. Now that I understand things better, it makes it worse for me. I The last investigation that I did, home investigation, I sat down, and there's no way I can prove this. No way in hell I could ever prove this. Zach turned on his phone so he could record and just set it down while we had a conversation. The intake interview. I went down our checklist and asked him questions. And then the whole time, I there's a wall there and a doorway, but I couldn't see around it. I didn't know what was in that other room, but something was just off in that room. It made you anxious. It made you feel crazy. And finally, I said, well, what is beyond this wall here? And they were like, that's a kitchen, but nobody wants to go in there. Like, when people go in there, they feel different. I'm like, all right, we're going in there. And they were not kidding. The level of anxiety and fear when you go in that kitchen. And it's not because you saw something. The kitchen was beautiful. It's not because you saw anything. It's not because it was dark. That's just the energy of that room. Well, then later we found out that the other family member came. He was a cop, and he goes, "Did you tell him about that bullet hole that went through that wall?" No, no. We failed to mention this. No. And what we said we felt on the other side of that wall was a woman, and she was just frantic. So I'm sure what we got was her last moments of life and how she was feeling before she was shot. Can we prove that? Absolutely not. And unless, something comes up in the records, which I'm looking into now, but that it's a trailer house. It could have been moved from one area to another and it would have never showed up. So, but most of what we get, we cannot prove. And that's the downfall of our field.
Well, and that's also the same too with even with what we capture, and like what Jeremy, as you were just saying a few minutes ago, that video from 2016 and my video, to this day we still can't figure out an explanation of what exactly it is. And for my video, I still stand that I'm not going to necessarily say exactly saying that, okay, this is exactly what it is. It's
Right.
just something that I mean, yes, yes, we all know it's a huge shadow, but that is all. We don't know exactly what else it is.
What we can say is that neither. What we can say is, I'm not saying it's paranormal, but it is definitely not normal.
Yeah,
Right, right.
that's a
We
perfect
can't
way to say
explain
it.
it. That's what I say. We can't explain it.
It's
Yeah.
a perfect way to say it, and that's why. And everybody knows this all too well. I tried sending that footage to some of the most hardcore skeptics, and even they couldn't figure out any idea whatsoever. But even then, they still said, you know, it's definitely unexplainable. I can't explain it. I can't think of any explanations. It's like it's this is beyond my capacity for debunking it.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you though is it's one of the few pieces of evidence to say that I am absolutely sure of saying I have no idea what this is.
Yeah. And that's what real people do.
Yeah, I've done this. I've taken that same message ever since I've been getting the same thing. I've kind of expanded that and used the exact same words.
Yeah. Good God, Chris, we know.
Are you kidding, Chris? We've known that since day one.
Yeah, yeah. Nick learned that the hard way on day one.
If any of us were normal, we would not be here.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So yeah, thou shalt not fake evidence. That should definitely be right there at the top
Yep,
of
Yep.
the
it's like the
commandments.
most important one.
Yeah. Or maybe,
Well,
well,
top, maybe like at the
I
top.
don't. I don't want to say that one is more important than the other because there are some things that you cannot put one above the other.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So that goes along with thou shalt be skeptical, like we just talked about.
Right.
We send it to our friends. I send it to the group. We get it, and that's what I tell my clients when I go. We have a group that spans from here to the UK to the Netherlands and all over the US. And we put all these opinions together and figure out what the hell's going on.
Right.
Now, some of these I can look at and go, that's a person. I don't know what the hell you're. No, no. Or like the one I just did. It's hey, let's look into this. We need to investigate this further. Let's look into this. But first, we need to get mental checks done first.
Oh, don't forget, Adrian, Robert also said, and Aussie land.
Yeah, exactly. So we're all over, and getting opinions from everywhere is that's a benefit. That is not a downfall. That is a benefit because and we can trust each other to say, have you lost your mind?
It- yeah.
Like, how do you even believe that this what? And we can trust each other to question. And
And,
if you
and what,
don't want
what's so
question,
good about it is that we all have a different
yes,
skill set.
right. And if you don't want question, don't ask and don't be out there investigating
Right.
because if it's just your opinion, you're you're wrong. You're done. You need to have different opinions. If your team is two, three, four people, great. Get everybody's opinion and trust that everybody will say their opinion and not be the yes man. We don't need the yes men. We
Definitely.
need reality.
Oh, and Adrian, as you said about like again these different countries and whatnot, and I'll even throw another one out because you guys know all too well. I've been in close contact with them. Most recently, too, I've also been in contact with that group from Norway and Sweden, and
Mhm.
you get when you watch their shows. I mean, yeah, they're not very much different to like like how we have like what we have here in the US or the UK or parts of Australia. Although typical of any group or country, there are some particular differences
Right.
how they investigate.
Absolutely.
And not only and I'm not only just saying that because obviously when they do their show, it's Norwegian. I'm not saying that at all. It's just they have a different way of trying to figure out exactly not only just the possible evidence that they captured, but also even just the personal experiences that they received,
Yep.
and they want to get different opinions too. So it's absolutely everywhere, and that's why I've kind of been a big advertiser and been helping them out. Not only just sharing their show out, but really I've grown.
Yeah,
I felt this huge connection. I got this real fanship to their show now. It's really well done, to be perfectly honest with you.
The personal experiences that they're going to have over there is going to be far different from anything we have over
right,
Yeah,
here.
right,
and that's what I
and
was
that's
about to
awesome.
get. That's what I was about to get to. I've actually spoken to some of the members. I mean, obviously, I can't talk to them face to face because, like I said, with the exception of the leader, the rest of the group either speaks Norwegian or Swedish. So the only way I've been able to talk, and the way how they've explained their experiences, yeah, no doubt, it's very different than like what we're all accustomed to. And I was
Right,
even I even had to ask them this because when you look back at especially European history, especially during World War One and Two, and obviously the Scandinavian countries were involved, but you don't really hear very often of how much the wars affected Norway, Sweden, and Finland. So I asked them one time about, you know, I'm assuming you guys have investigated places that were involved in World War One and Two, if that's correct, and
right,
they confirmed it. And a lot of the locations that they have told me are places that, when you think of remains, I mean, locations from World War II, obviously you think of like Omaha Beach, like in France, and of course, obviously, to a much, unfortunately, lesser degree, Auschwitz. You think of those places, but there are so many other locations. Again, this also goes to that fact that there are so many other locations out there that we don't know about. And here I was fortunate enough to get a firsthand account of some of the locations involving those wars throughout Norway and Sweden and the experiences that they've had. I've honestly never even heard of anything like that before. So
yeah,
it's incredible.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's huge. Um,
To me, it's a gold mine. That's what it is.
so yeah, uh, thou shalt look for the normal before thou proclaim it paranormal. Same thing.
Oh boy, yeah, that one that one drove me nuts with certain people. Uh,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
just before you guys hopped onto the team, I had somebody that would in the old group page um, put out a couple things EVPs. Yep, this place is definitely haunted.
Oh man,
Just because you got a couple EVPs does not mean it's haunted.
that's
What
right.
drives me crazy in those EVPs is I want to, while I'm listening to the EVPs, I want a camera on that person because if you rub your finger on that recorder or you're holding it and your tummy growls, which I'm going to be the first to tell you, one of my first investigations was at that temple, and I was sitting with a group, and I don't remember who all was there, but anyway, I'm sitting there with a recorder. I play it back, and I heard you bitch. Okay. Well, I had the camera on me at the time. So I was able to debunk that did not say you bitch. That was me trying to get the fuck up off that floor.
Oh
And
jeez.
whatever I grunted saying at the time, but you know, to me, I have to have the checks and balances at the time because I you do get excited and you do want to think you got something, but I want that camera on me that also sees and hears.
Robert makes a really good point. I actually like what he just said. He says the other thing too is some ghosts also wander. It might be haunted then and
Oh
there,
yeah,
but not
absolutely.
later. That's why there's also that so-called term, wandering spirits, or as I like to call temporary hauntings. That it's
And
only just for a short period.
Chris, that's absolutely right. Yes, our group is the same way. You make a damn noise while things are being recorded, you better damn well own it. I don't care if you farted. I don't care if you moved your feet. You say that was me immediately.
Well, and I can also say too, and this is also in regards to Robert's comment as well, is that whenever I've had readings or whatever the case is, people have said to me that they say that there's someone like standing right. Let's just say if there was someone standing by me right now, in a way, not necessarily, but it's the closest I can come up with. It is like for a time being that the house is haunted, our house is haunted because somebody is visiting. That doesn't mean though that they're actually it's a permanent thing. They're just wandering through or visiting or whatever the
But
case
that's
is.
still a haunting if they are not living.
Well,
So
yeah,
I
no,
get that.
I'm not saying it's a haunt, it's not a haunting. It's a temporary haunting.
But that's still nonetheless scary for
Yeah.
people that
Oh,
are
it's
not used to it.
right. No doubt. No doubt at all.
And I like this person's, yeah. There's a number of infamous videos. People are shouting, and the words you hear depend on total. Yes, that's it. So I will put out, if I get an EVP, I will put it out to people, not say anything about what I hear. Okay. And you will
That's the
get,
best way to do it.
you put it to 15 different people, you get 15 different what they hear. At that point, you throw it away because it's that's up to interpretation. If they tell you what they hear, you play it back. That you absolutely hear that, and that's not okay. That's not how this works.
There's actually somebody that I know. I won't name him, but he's a good friend of mine. He'll put out an EVP whenever he goes investigating and say, and this is what I hear. I want you to listen to it. And I'm thinking, why would you do that? You should
Nope.
know that if you tell people what you hear, you've already contaminated it.
Your
That's right.
human mind will go with what you see, what someone says you hear. That's no. No, your human mind makes it up, and that's not our fault. We are human, and that's how our minds work. Just like pareidolia, you look at something, your mind as a human tries to make something that you recognize out of it,
Yep.
whether
Yeah.
it's the clouds, whether it's a pixelated picture, whatever the case may be. That's us. That's what we do. That's what our mind is set to do. And that's okay. I mean, we
Yeah,
just have to get around that.
it's not our fault. It's just a human nature thing there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
it's
have to
just
know that and be able to get around that
it's
because
just the
people post,
reality.
yeah, people post pictures. Well, what do you see? You'll get 100 different responses of what you see because people's minds, what's familiar is what they see.
Right.
See,
And Chris brings a good point when you're listening to songs, when somebody is singing one thing but you're hearing another. I actually had that exact same thing when there was something that I knew was the lyric, and it was Karma Chameleon by
Yep,
oh, oh,
yep,
that's a good. I like that song.
and I was listening to it, and I had the lyrics on the next screen. You're
yep,
wait a minute, those aren't the right lyrics.
yep,
But I'm
yep,
watching the music video, and oh shit, that is the lyric.
yep.
That's the same thing with me. There's been songs that I've listened to that I was under the impression that those were the lyrics until I actually read them, or somebody would correct me saying, Nick, it actually is this. Or I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
all this time I've been singing this song, and now you tell me.
That's exactly it. And then, okay, so then we have thou shalt know thy limits. Okay.
this is a problem for I'm going to say 99% of the paranormal field.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. And,
Um,
and
definitely.
we can catch ourselves doing the same thing. Um, I can name me, Jeremy, Nick, with things we have tried that should not have been tried.
No.
Yep.
And we might have known our limits at the time, but we wanted that we wanted the evidence. We wanted to know. So we stepped over that boundary we knew we should not have.
And in a way, not necessarily that we pay the ultimate price for it, but we definitely understood a lot more
Yeah.
from that
Jeremy
experience.
going off on his own
Yeah.
should never have happened.
Well, there was that other time I got left behind in the bottom of the in the base
Well,
of the
that
temple.
wasn't your fault. That wasn't you not knowing your limits. That was other people not knowing you went to the potty.
Yeah. You see Jeremy's look.
Yeah, we were in a group. We had no idea you went to the potty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
we know
they
the
left,
truth,
they left
Nick.
me there. What's that, Jeremy?
We know the truth, Nick.
Well,
Um,
you remember,
There was a lot of
I
us,
was so
so
pissed
we
off
couldn't have
that
known
night.
one was gone.
for me, knowing my limit is most of the time for me is that I am very tired on these investigations, and I have been known to fall asleep a lot. Um, I'll just be sitting in the chair. There was actually a restaurant down in Indianapolis that we were investigating. I was doing an EVP session up on the second floor. They had like office space on the second floor here, and I went into this one room, um, started doing an EVP session, and all of a sudden, I was snoozing. I
Uh,
slept for maybe
not-
a half hour up there, and then I woke up.
but
Uh,
what could have happened in that half hour?
I know, but really, it's not necessarily knowing your limit during an investigation, but it's also knowing your limit after an investigation. Even as tired as I was, this was in February where it's below zero, and I
God.
still had a 2 hour drive home.
Hmm.
So that's another aspect of knowing your limits. It's not necessarily knowing your limits on an investigation, but after the investigation when you're trying to get home, trying
Yep,
to go to the hotel if you're staying overnight somewhere, is making sure that you are being safe so that you can get home okay.
that's right.
That's
Yep.
right. Absolutely.
It's knowing your limits in life, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, I am an absolute advocate of push your limits. Absolutely push your limits. But when it comes to something that can hurt you, you don't do that. You just don't do that. If you're tired, you know it. Absolutely, that can hurt you. You don't drive.
I've actually figured a way around that when I'm tired. No, no, really. Because I ended up discovering this by accident about 5 years ago. It was as long as I can keep myself busy while I'm driving. So that's why when I go somewhere and I know I'm not going to be staying overnight and it's going to be, let's say, at least an hour drive, I'm going to go and get me a handful of Slim Jims and some candy.
Hmm.
Of course, the Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're the easiest things to.
Yeah.
But that's knowing your limits. That's knowing what you can do to help it.
Right. So that's the thing how I was able to get around being so tired. Now I'm eating, now I'm drinking while I'm driving and I am fully alert.
Right. Right. And that's knowing your limits.
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah. Chris, believe it or not, the beef sticks actually started with me. It actually started with me before I even knew Nick.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi, Jan.
Hey, Jan.
And then
We're just
somehow,
finishing
Oh
up
my
the
God.
Ten Commandments, and then we're about to get on to other things here.
I gotta say real quick, I find that really strange that Jeremy, you bring up the Slim Jims, then Chris brings up beef sticks, and now all of a sudden Jan just showed up. It's like a calling card for her.
All right, so number one,
Yeah, you got a point there. Yep.
we're not
Yeah,
talking beef sticks.
I'm just,
Those things
I,
are grease sticks.
they are, but doesn't matter. I'm just going to say, I think I now
Yeah.
get the understanding that anytime anybody mentions about beef sticks, especially involving me, Jan is not very far away then.
But but for me, they are the easiest things to eat while I'm driving.
All you have to do is mentally call her. She'll be there. I promise you.
Yeah.
Well, she heard us talking about beef sticks, and that's why she's here.
Yeah, I
There
told
you
you if
go.
it's going to be brought up, she's not far away.
So, but yeah, you definitely need to know your limits, not only during an investigation, but also afterward too.
Yep,
Because just because you are done at the actual location, that does not mean the investigation itself is over.
still also have to pack up everything too, not to mention
Yeah, you still got to go through everything. That's still part of the investigation.
make sure you didn't
Uh,
leave anything behind.
well, some of us have been guilty of doing
I
that.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. That's happened to me at least once or twice.
Yeah, I ended up losing one of my trail cameras.
Oh God, that's bad.
Yeah, $80 a piece.
Oh jeez. Oh my
And
God.
it well, the thing about that was that I was doing it was a back to back thing at Waverly, and I had my trail cameras, and I asked him, hey, can I leave my trail cameras throughout the day? And they said no problem. And I go through. I had 9 trail cameras. I picked up 8, and I could not find that last one. I knew where I put it. It wasn't there. I went through every hallway, every room looking for that trail camera. And I think what may have happened was during the day tour, somebody might have picked it up.
Oh jeez. Oh yeah, that's always something you got to watch out for.
Yeah, I was so pissed off about that.
Well, especially how much it costed.
Exactly.
I mean, I would probably be
Not
more
only
pissed
did I
off.
lose a trail camera,
I
but
mean,
I lost the sand disk that goes in
I
there.
I was gonna say, I mean, I would be more pissed off about the price itself, obviously, more than whatever was captured on that trail cam.
Yeah, well, it would have been
Or
captured
when
whoever
ex
picked it up.
teammates steal your shit.
Yeah, yeah, I was not too thrilled about that.
All
No.
right, where we at?
We are going into the last one. Thou shalt be professional at all times.
And unfortunately, the word professional means different things to different people.
Yep.
It does, but on the same token, you don't. I don't think you have to be robotic professional at all times.
No.
Um, Sometimes you need to liven things up because if you don't, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. There was a house about I don't know hour and a half northwest of here. It was me, Scott, Tammy, and Ricky. It was the 4 of us going to this house. These people wanted the house to be haunted.
Oh
I hate
God,
that.
one of those ones.
Uh,
Jeez.
they wanted their house to be haunted, and I told them, in the preliminary interview. Now I know what you guys are thinking, but you got to be prepared for me to come back to you and say no, your house is not haunted.
Right.
Um, so they got this beautiful house. It's a money house. Let's put it that way. So I don't know what they did, but they were very well to do. Um, the basement is fully finished. There's I remember a pool table. There was a bar down there, and it was me and Ricky. We were doing an EVP session. I've got the video to prove this. You can see it happening. Um, Ricky and I were down in the basement doing an EVP session. Scott and Tammy were upstairs. They were talking with the clients, and Scott said, "Hey, you guys want to have a little fun?" Sure. So he sneaks down the basement, and my back is to the stairs, and the stairs are carpeted, so you can't hear him. So he sneaks down the basement, but what he wasn't counting on was that the bar that we were next to has one of them motion detected lights. So it comes on.
Oh no.
Ricky's face goes into a shock. And I told Ricky, no, that's just a motion light. It's detecting us. Only it wasn't detecting us. It detected Scott. And just as I told him that, Scott came up and grabbed my sides.
Uh-huh.
Made good that night.
you
Um,
know, I'm not sure. Wait, for I gotta ask Jeremy. I mean, when you were saying about were you talking about Ricky Hellard? Is that what you're
yes,
talking about?
yes.
Oh
Hey,
man, I haven't heard
Braxton,
from.
how you doing, honey?
Well, oh Brax. Oh, whoa, jeez, what the hell? We just
What
lost
the
Jeremy.
hell
We
just
got Jeremy
happened?
too. We just lost Jeremy.
Okay, so we're gonna fix this because no way
Whoa,
in
whoa,
hell.
whoa! What the hell's going on?
There we go.
Well,
I
it's
don't
weird. It
know.
was
All of a sudden, everything just started sinking here. Sinking.
Well, right before that, you went robotic.
well, and not
I
only
did.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went robotic, but not only that, Adrian, when you said because all of a sudden the chat on my side just stopped. You said Braxton's watching. I don't see him in the comments right now for some
Yeah,
reason.
I said, hey, Braxton.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not on my end.
I see him.
Here, hold on. Let me try if I could. Let me see if I can refresh my page.
Hey,
Here, I'll be right back.
Jackson, well, hold on. Don't. You know, I was going to say, don't do anything yet. Wow, that was weird.
All right, yeah, now I can see him. What's up, Braxton?
That was weird.
That was really strange. I don't
Yeah,
know why it took. I think it took us all off guard for a second.
Jeremy's camera probably has a low FPS. That's
I,
what
I
it's
get
telling us.
I get that every time I get on here. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't the camera. It was the program.
Braxton, I can see your comments now. You're good. I had to. I just refreshed the page, and then after that, his comments were showing up. So we're good on this
Yeah,
side now.
it wasn't the camera. Everything like everything disappeared, and it said sinking something. So I
And
don't
that
know.
we didn't do that for us.
No, that's what it did for me. So I don't know what happened.
The feed is always haunted because my house is.
So, so you should be having issues on your computer, not mine.
Yeah, well, it likes me.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, Nick, this was during the time when Ricky was on the team. So it was before we had the big shake.
oh yeah, yeah.
Um, actually, that might have been one of the final times that we had him on the investigation. I don't remember. I have to look back into the log. So yeah, be professional at all times, but there is a time and place of having fun on an investigation as
Oh, yeah.
long as it doesn't impede on the investigation.
And as
Well,
long as people are aware that you're
yes.
doing it, not doing
Well,
it behind someone's back.
well, and not only that. I
Well,
mean,
Scott did it behind my back. I was his victim.
No,
well, and,
I'm talking about throwing rocks at a level
oh
below
god,
you.
Oh, well, that doesn't have a place on an investigation at any time.
no,
No,
definitely not. That's just
no,
more involving injury, if anything.
no.
Yeah,
There
not
was
just
no
injury,
injury
but
involved. That
trying to,
it was stupid, is what it was.
it was trying to deliberately um, I can't think what the
Fake
word is.
evidence.
Yeah.
Fake evidence, but also to deliberately um, do something to the person, deliberately mislead the person,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Make them look stupid
and
because
that's
I was
exactly what it
filming
is.
the person doing it.
Well, and I think we could all, there is one thing I think we could all agree on. I mean, even from the professional side of things, is especially when you're going in the residential locations. I mean, that is obviously most of the time a very serious matter because those people are calling for help. They're
Yeah,
not everybody. I mean, even if they are looking for some kind of thrill or something like that, that doesn't mean that every house owner, every family is looking for that. They may actually maybe looking for help. So stuff like that, obviously, you have to be professional at all times for it. But when it comes to other locations and whatnot, yeah, you could have. While there are some public areas and stuff like that, you want to be serious. You still want to have the fun moments every now and then.
you have to be completely honest with your clients when you
Yes.
first walk in and say, look, if I don't find anything, that's what I'm going to tell you. And this may take more than one time. That this is how it works.
Right,
And that's something I've been, throughout the 20 years I've been doing this, that's something I've been educated on repeatedly multiple times, especially in the residential locations, is that it's not always just going to be one visitation. I mean, I would hear it several times, like from a lot of the shows or the reenactments. Even the reenactments kind of show and say, well, we're going to have to come back in and try to collect more evidence or whatever the case is. It's
Yeah.
all the same at the end of the day.
Unless you have a medium that can pick up what's going on immediately,
uh,
which is very rare.
yeah, I don't think even then.
Uh, I don't know. I think there's some cases that that's the case. I've done it, and they don't want to hear that what they're causing is PK and it's their own energy. You can see it, you can feel it, you know, and that's not what they want to hear. That they're causing their own issues, and they don't want to hear how to fix them most of the time.
Right. Um, yeah, I remember one very vividly. This one guy was manifesting all of these issues himself, and he wasn't doing it deliberately. But what was happening with him was he was going through severe alcohol withdrawals.
Right.
Yeah.
He had stopped
Right.
after drinking for, I think he said, 30 years,
Hey, Nikki.
and he decided to stop cold turkey in March. It was, when was this? No, it was May when he stopped cold turkey, and it was August that we went to go see him because that night we were going to Randolph Infirmary. Um, and you could see him just visibly shaking and
Yeah.
all that. His hands and everything, his eyes twitching and all of that. He was showing us pictures of a what he called. He said he had a succubus and an incubus
Oh
at the same
God, a
time.
succubus and incubus.
So
Jeez.
he's getting raped by a male and a female demon.
Exactly, and
More like
he
a
was
gang
taking
rape, if anything.
pictures. He was taking pictures, saying that okay, I found this is on the top of my couch. Here's what it is, and I'm looking at it. I look at his couch. It's still there. It was a blanket or like a throw or something.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I can still see the indentations and everything. He never moved that blanket, but he saw that as one of those buses.
And that is so scary.
yeah,
That is so scary for him.
Yes.
And I hate that for that person because to them it's real. It's like dementia. You can't tell a person in dementia that they're not seeing that their family member there, or that they're back in the past, because in their mind they are back in that past, and that family member's right there because they're living their past.
Yeah.
It's and at that point, it is a mental illness, and there's nothing we can do. We are not qualified for a mental illness. All we can do is direct them in the right place. That's
What
our
what,
job.
what we did with him, because over there it was me, Michael, Tim, and Crystal. Um, before after talking with this guy for well over an hour, and doing like a base reading around the house, thinking, okay, he's got this alcohol problem, well, withdrawals, and maybe there might be some high EMF that is really triggering him.
Mm-hmm.
We did find a couple of spots where it was excessively high.
Right.
Um, we had a meeting outside. We talked for maybe 20 minutes. How do we attack this? And Tim had the idea of trying to attack this from the biblical side,
Right.
um, and doing like saying prayers with the guy and getting the guy saying prayers with him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it seemed to work,
Mm-hmm.
but we did bring up, okay, you do look like you are having severe alcohol withdrawals,
Mm-hmm.
and because he told us during this whole thing that he had stopped drinking alcohol. Uh,
That's awesome that he was honest.
right. Um, he didn't say why he stopped cold turkey, because if you stop something cold turkey, there's a reason behind
Oh,
it.
something happened. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That he didn't tell us what it was, and we never heard from him again. Not that I can recall.
See, one of my investigations, the person that was being affected the most was getting ketamine treatments, which now that's it. To me, that's experimental at this point. And
Well, when you really think about it, everything that we do is experimental.
it is, but we don't know the effects of ketamine at this point. So, I encouraged this person to talk to their psychiatrist, which they were under a psychiatrist care. And why are we out of focus? Chris, log out, log back in, dude.
Out of
Asia
focus.
should be the only one coming in and out of focus. I see her camera keep zooming in.
Whose? Mine?
Yeah, you.
When I move, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that happens sometimes on the camera.
this camera is like autofocus. But it's one of those things that you have to be real with the person and not be afraid to say, hey, I need you to finish your treatment first, and then we're going to discuss this. um, I'm still in the process of adding pictures and writing what happened on this last investigation.
Take
It's
time.
pretty in depth, and it's pretty crazy, but I keep getting pictures, videos, and
Do any of those videos have timestamps on them?
yes, yes,
Okay, because we had that one issue with the ring bell, with the
yep,
ring video that didn't have a timestamp, and I
yep.
swear that was in the middle of winter.
And they swear it was not. That one does not have a timestamp. The mom
Right.
and the son swear it was not.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the issue that I had, because it looks just like snow.
yep, yep. Um, but there's no other snow anywhere else. There's nothing else coming down. Now, what it is, I don't know. I don't claim to know. The picture of the person, that is a person. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's
Chris,
a
we
person.
do not want to know.
Oh, God,
Uh,
yeah, I don't. I'm not jumping into that.
and then, which I know where the person came from. I know that there was an issue in the family with people they had staying with them. They probably tried to come back and get their shit. I don't know. I know there were some issues, but the last couple of videos I got were nothing but bugs. They were, you could see the spider web in front of the camera moving in the IR light. And I
Yeah,
explained while we were there, IR lights will catch everything that's closest to them and light them up.
yeah.
So I get it. If you're not aware of that, I get it. They send me these things and I said, that's a bug. This is why. If they can't take that, I don't know what to say. They have free phone, they can call me anytime. Um, and
The interesting video that you sent was the one that where I say it was just a water droplet
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
that it just dried up.
Yep, yep.
The,
There's been other messages sent after that, but there's no doubt I can look at them and go, no. And I've gotten phone calls um, with they'll send me a video of somebody talking. Uh, I'm not hearing what they're hearing. So I said, well, we'll look into that and leave it alone. The last two videos I got were nothing but bugs. It was a big June bug that got in the web and was able to get back out because it was so big and the spider was so little. Okay. You can either take that or leave it, but that's, and they have my phone number. They can call me anytime. And it's mother and son that will call me. And that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But if you're not willing to take what's being said, I don't know what to say. You have to take care of your mental. And even if there is something there and you have a mental issue, that's allowing whatever that is to take over and scare you more and take you down more. I try to explain that, and I don't know. That's not something people are willing to take.
it's
So if they can't help themselves, we can't help them.
right. It's very hard for them to comprehend. Well, depending on how they're feeling and where their mental state is, it's very hard for them to understand. Okay, this is not paranormal. Um,
Right, right.
it
Which, and when it's mixed, there is some paranormal going on, but what they're experiencing is a mix of what really is going on and how they're perceiving it. When those two lines clash, you can't explain that to someone that is not willing to receive it.
right. Um,
So that's a huge thing that paranormal activity. What?
Wait.
he was talking about the movie.
Oh, I was trying to
Yeah,
think, like, wait, what?
I don't know. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I mean that's we battle a lot in the field that way.
Yes, we do. It gets irritating at times too.
I try to put myself in their shoes as if I know nothing and try to explain it to them that way. Now that can backfire on you because you're talking to them like they're stupid and you're really not.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, yeah, and you're really not. That's not the intent. But they called you because you supposedly know something that they don't.
Right.
So you have to evaluate the person. Like that with this one, he is very sensitive. He is very open to the paranormal, and he has opened himself up to the paranormal.
Bye, Nick.
Not in a good way.
I'm just plugging in my laptop. It's gonna die.
Well, why didn't you plug it in the first damn place?
I didn't
No,
even.
you should have done that before the show started.
I was not even paying attention to how much battery power.
Obviously. So,
We
but
almost lost Nick for good, folks.
but it's one of those things you don't know what you're going into. That when I first moved here, I went to a location that I my my lovely sidekick Denny.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Zach.
No, well, he was there too. He was there too.
Okay.
But Denny used
Usually,
to
when
work.
you lead in with something like that, when you're complimenting but not really complimenting, you're normally talking about Zach.
Well, no, Denny and I have been through many, many investigations together, just me and him, video, because nobody else could be there. So it was just me and him. Um, and he has kept me out of a lot of situations just by being him. But we were in this investigation. I first just moved here, and somebody called us. We went. Zach was there. And all of a sudden, we get people coming. The fuck's going on? They had called their friends. We have a paranormal crew here and they're doing video and come on, let's get famous. All
Nope,
right.
we're done.
Yep.
Let's go outside and we're going to have a talk. We go outside, we have a talk. While we're outside, the woman of the house is fighting with one of her friends that came over. I mean, fist fighting. This is where we pack up and we are done.
Yep.
Which is really scary because there was a child involved. But you're not going to be in the middle of a fight. You're not going to interfere. That is not professionalism. You're going to walk away.
We're not here to entertain you.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to walk away at this point. And we've never been back. But holy shit. The things you have to make decisions on the spot to be professional.
Yeah. And it should go both ways too. While we're being professional, the client needs to be professional as well.
That's right.
And it depends on their intentions.
Yeah.
If their intentions are to get famous because their house is haunted and all their friends are going to come over and they're going to be on this video, no.
Yep.
No.
You just gave a great example of that.
Yeah, that's like really well done.
Yeah.
But that's things we have to deal with, and you do have to be a little seasoned to understand.
I gotta share
How
what
that works.
Tom. I gotta share what Tom just said. I always say in the paranormal, garbage in, garbage out.
Well, yeah, but you also have to be compassionate at the same time because they may not understand what's really going on. So we have to use our empathic abilities, which we all have. You just have to use them. Do we trust this person? Is this person really in need of help?
Yeah.
And at that point, you learn, okay, this is how I handle it, or this is how I don't. If they're a drug addict and that is causing that's not saying that just because they're a drug addict doesn't mean it's not happening.
Right.
But we're going to have to fix that issue to get to how much of that are they causing and how much of that are they not causing is from the outside. So you have to be honest with your client. Hey, you're going to have to go to rehab, or you're going to have to go to counseling, or whatever the case might be. And then once you're done with that, we'll see what's left and we're going to come fix it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. So,
There,
you know,
there was one client that I had, and it was very early on for me in Ohio. He was actually in an episode of Paranormal State,
Oh, really? Wow.
and
they're not picky. Trust me.
it was not. This was the house that we went to that you did not dare take your shoes off. Do you
Oh,
tell
yeah.
a story
Yeah, I know
about
what you're talking
how
about.
everywhere we walked, the carpet went squish squish under our feet?
Oh, hell no.
Oh
No.
my God, no.
This
No.
one because they had I don't know how many cats and no litter box.
Oh,
Oh
hell no.
God.
No.
Yeah, good thing you
No.
guys
That's
kept your
dangerous. No.
that
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
thank goodness you guys kept your shoes on. Well, if there was no litter box,
we
I
went in. We could smell the urine everywhere.
Nope.
that's what I was about to get to. I was about to literally say I cannot even imagine the smell in
You
that
can't
house.
breathe.
Believe it or not, that
Pneumonia
wasn't
takes
the
your
worst
breath.
thing I smelled either. I had a case before that one that was 10 times worse.
No, ammonia takes your breath, and cat
Yeah,
urine is the worst there is. I swear. Oh no, hell no.
Yeah.
yeah. And he sent me pictures of everything. There was one. The way that their thing was, it wasn't an actual house. It was like a business space that they converted into a house. So you go in on the one side, and it's a big room, and it's long. So you go down this long hallway, and you got your two bedrooms and a kitchen. This is the outside wall. No, I'm sorry, two bedrooms and a bathroom, and then the kitchen, and then the back door. So he took a picture down this hallway. On the other side of at the very end of the kitchen is the stackable washer and dryer, and it was cast in a shadow. And he was sending me a picture of this, saying, "Hey, there's a shadow person here," and I'm looking at it and going through all the stuff that I had because this was after the first visit. We went there twice,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, dude, no, that's your washer and dryer. That's what's cast in the shadow there. That's not a person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Um,
God.
And lots of things can do that. I mean, that's you can hang a shirt in a closet and it looks like a person if
yeah.
the shadow's just right. And if people won't accept that when you present it to them and actually tell them this is how this does this, and you show it to them. I mean, I understand having to show it to them because they may not believe it.
Well,
But
he
once you
wasn't
show it,
all right in the head to begin with.
yeah, yeah.
And if you watch the episode of Paranormal State, you can tell that from back then.
Oh, poor guy.
Um, but now living in this home and smelling all of that, that that's going to affect people.
Absolutely. And like the home I went in, black mold, like a foot up the wall in the basement. And I had to say, look, you have to get number one, an electrician in here. Number two, a mold remedialist, because this is not okay. This will cause this, and this. Now, if you don't take it, I don't know what to say. But this is reality. It's
Yeah.
what you have to do.
Um, eventually, it just got so bad between me. I had to block him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I
There are
would have.
some cases like that, and I hate that. I do, but it, it's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah. Um,
Yes, actually, we do check for that as well.
yeah, but on that particular case, I didn't because I didn't have the right stuff for that. But
But cat urine, come on,
yeah, I
that's
do
ammonia. You breathe in
have carbon
ammonia.
monoxide detectors now, but at that time I didn't. But holy cow, that
I
was
have prevented 2 fires in 2 investigations that I've done.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I do the EMF reading, and when it goes way out here, it's like, oh, let's go look at this. And we go to the walls and we go to the electricity because I want to check what the electricity does first before, I go away from it. When it spikes like that, that's a problem. And what the first guy, he was talking about aliens and different things at his house, which do I believe it happened? Yes. But what was going on in that house was a whole different story. He had an electrician come in and they said he was probably just like days away from fire. So I do that every time now, constantly up to the electric from where the light switch is up above it. I check the reading. And I know now the limits of when it goes all the way, you probably should check that because it shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't read out like that.
and that should be the first thing anybody does on an investigation at a residential is checking EMF. What we do is base readings,
Yep.
but you also want to check, okay, how is the wiring and everything like that.
Yep. And this was I'm not going to say newer home, but not that old.
It does. I don't think it matters whether if it's new or old. If somebody did bad wiring,
Yep. Yep.
uh,
Yep. And it's scary. It is. And I do that in our home now just because when we turn on ACs, and this house is old,
well,
obviously.
look at this story that Keith told me on 13th Dimension a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
The fire in his house was caused by the doorbell ringer.
Right. And that's scary.
Yeah,
That is really scary for anyone. They should pay attention because it can happen to any one of us at any time, at any for any reason. I mean, it can happen.
right.
Yep.
So that's why whenever any team does a residential, first thing you do is go sweep the house.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know,
And that
all
should be
ceilings.
standard.
So yeah. Um, so thou shalt be professional at all time. That's definitely a given.
It
Yep.
is.
It
It
is.
is.
I agree.
Whatever your professional is, because that's how you're going to be known. Now, you want to be known as you'll give in to anything, that's fine. That's your team. That's your shit.
Right. If you want to be Casper the Friendly Ghost, that's fine.
Yeah. You
Uh,
want
Yeah.
to be known as the person who's going to check every angle, you do that.
yeah.
That's your choice. That's I've been seeing so much lately about, oh, I charge people a flat fee to go up there. You motherfucker, you do what?
That is just like that's got to be the worst thing out of all of those issues. Like seriously, you're gonna
You
charge
you
people
you
that way?
what? Because let's think about it. If what about Jeremy? What the fuck did you
Oh, where
do?
did Jeremy go?
Thank you. Do you have vinegar?
His camera's off and his camera's off and his mic is mute.
On the floor by the trash. or in the fridge. Um, so I mean, it's one of those things. You have to decide how you want to be known. If you want to be known as the person, the yes person that says, "Oh, okay, yep, your house is haunted," and you charge to go in and do a cleanse, okay, that's fine. Do I believe that's okay? No, absolutely not. Because now, if someone wants you only, and they want you to go 200 miles, and you don't have the gas to do that, you don't have the funds to do that,
Yep.
you can let them know, hey, it's going to be a month or so, or it's going to be whatever the case might be. You
Hey,
know, I,
Greg.
I'm I'm not in a position to do that right this moment, and they offer you that money. Fine, you get there and they give you a donation to your team. Fine, but you don't charge. You
Yeah,
don't.
No,
I've,
definitely
I've
not.
seen quite a few websites
Thank you, honey.
where they
Okay.
charge so much for house investigation. Absolutely not.
It's
I
like,
even called some of them out. Uh,
Yeah, I stay out of it. I stay the hell out of it. But my goodness, I just don't understand some of the things that go on. I just don't. And
it's
that's
just one of
okay
those
because that separates it from us. I'm okay with that.
it's just one of those things that I just think to myself, you're gonna charge, especially like a high fee like that. I mean, it's like at that point, you've lost me at that point. It's like I'm not even gonna
well,
try to respond. I mean, it's
Right.
really almost that
here's,
classic devil saying, like, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but you could pretty much I would basically tell them to kiss my ass.
here's the
That's
thing:
how they're gonna charge.
if
Yeah.
if investigators are going to charge, the people paying them the money are going to be expecting results, and there is no guarantee that we're going to have results.
Right.
You've
And
done
that's
that.
where the legality comes in. And that's where I refuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. And whatever somebody wants to do, that's their problem.
And
I'm not, just like I refuse to take money for a reading. I will not do it. Um, eh, First of all, if you're a medium, you're not 100% right. Ever. You're
No
not.
one will ever be
well,
100% right, and
Right. So, whatever.
well, and I also
But
want to throw this. I'm sorry, Adrian. No, I just wanted to throw this out real quick because this just came back in my memories for a second. But you guys, and I know I've talked about this before. Remember, I've told you guys a couple times about the time that I went to that residential location almost 10 years ago, and that was where that exorcism occurred. Remember, I told you guys about that previously.
yeah,
yeah,
you talked about it.
Yeah, I know. So after when we thought we were able to take care of the problem, if that makes any sense, they were trying to pay us. They were like, their mom like gets her purse out, takes like I think it was like $20 or $30 of some sort. And she's like, "Here, take this, please. Just take this." I'm like, "No, we don't need it." But she just kept insisting and pushing it, and we kept telling them that we were not asking for any money out of this, but she kept honestly because I mean she wasn't doing that to me. She was doing that with one of the other crew
If
members. So
if the client wants to give you a few dollars, to donate, so be it.
right.
I have gotten a few things. One client that I did an investigation for, she gave me like a ceramic plate.
Hmm.
oh
Mhm.
really?
Yeah, it's got billy goats on it in the mountains. It's really
Hmm.
cool because
And
she had a whole collection of these plates, and I was admiring them.
Well,
Hmm.
in this case,
So I did this investigation.
Hmm.
It was a mother and daughter that lived there in the house. I'm good friends with the daughter. Um, and
Hmm.
when everything was done, I came over, gave them my findings. They felt so much better about it. And the mother's like, "Hey, I want to give you something. What
Yeah,
do you thought? I like here, take this plate."
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But saying I'm charging you $100 to come over there, no.
Right.
I mean, I understand to some varying degree if they want to pay somebody, especially if the groups are coming from like a really long distance, like to pay for gas money or something like that. Like that's somewhat exceptional as long as they're not paying too much of it. But it's
I
Well,
another
I don't
no, that
do no.
no,
no,
okay.
that's the thing where those of us in our group will, and this is how we got this case. Um, will say, "Hey, this person lives in such and such area."
So
You
this
reach
place is
out.
not near, is it?
You,
Right.
you reach out to someone close to that area that you trust because they trusted you. So you reach out to someone you trust, not just anyone
Right.
that's closest to them, and say, "Look, I can get you in touch with this person. They live closer. I financially cannot make it there."
I had
And
someone like that 5 years ago. Someone reached me all
mhm.
the way from Maryland, and
Yeah,
she
and at
thought I
that
was
point,
yeah.
you're right. They trusted you.
Yeah.
I
Now
mean, I'm glad
in
they trusted.
Maryland, I do have somebody out there.
Well,
Mhm.
and I'm glad they trusted me. I mean, I'm
Right.
that's very kind of them, but I live here in Chicago. I don't think I'm going to have unless I have more crew members that were willing to actually make that drive. I don't think it was really in my power to really go out and help her. So I said the same thing. I simply said, "Well, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it out to Maryland. But
Right.
I do know a few other investigators throughout the
Right.
state of Maryland that I
Right.
could try to have you reach out to. I mean, I appreciate you trying to reach out, but I just can't. I'm too far away."
Right. And that's okay. You're honest at that point. And I tell them, let me reach out. The people I send you, I will trust.
Oh,
And
Jeremy,
that's, you can't just send somebody you don't even know
exactly.
unless you tell them, look, I don't know.
Jeremy, Kate was asking, was it a was it a cursed ceramic plate? I had to read that quickly.
No, it wasn't.
And I hope not.
I hope not either.
It's it's sitting on a shelf in my dining room. I see it every day.
I must have seen it then because I've been to your house a few times.
Yeah, you would have seen it. Yep.
But, people are amazing. Like the last investigation we went to, they offered, and it was strange because it was a family member. It wasn't even the person that lived there that offered the money. And of course, we split it amongst everybody who went. And they never said it was payment, it was a donation for what we do. Okay, I'll take that. But I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to charge you gas money to get there. And then I'm going to charge you my time. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. I will turn down money once, maybe a second time.
Yep.
If they keep saying it, okay, I'll take it.
Right.
Well,
Um,
and that's the case with the residential one that I was just talking about, where she was just pushing to give us this money. And although, again, it wasn't towards me, it was the investigators never found out if he actually took the money or not.
Yeah. All right. So before we get off here, before we get on the last, we're going to have to get off here. But, all
yeah, 'cause
right.
it's got another show after this.
So
Well,
I sent
we're
you
not
the
starting for
link.
an hour. We're not
Yeah.
starting for an hour, so you guys are good.
Okay.
I don't want to be on here for
No,
another.
Yeah,
no, no. I don't want to be on
exactly.
here. I don't want to be on here either because I need a break in between.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
you
don't
need
want to hear it.
because knowing you, Nick, you haven't eaten yet, so you need to eat something.
Yeah, I haven't. You're right. I have not eaten.
Yeah. How sad is that we know that you haven't eaten yet?
It's really sad.
Yeah.
So,
It's depressing.
It can
Chris,
be.
Chris. Um, so here's the thing. I sent a link in the supernatural chat. I'm going to say this. Everyone who is in a transition point or wants to know more about what's going on within yourself, I really want you. I thought I knew. Apparently, I did not. I really want you to watch
Mm.
the Otter's Den show. It was Jan and Keith. And even though I talk to Jan every single day, when those two got together, and Keith will tell you this is no secret, he's going through some shit. And he's been on TV. His life is really pretty much out there. But he's been on the show with Jeremy not long ago. Um, but the way he explains things and Jan explains them, like it's both sides explaining the same thing, you really understand it. I A lot of us are in this area where we need to listen to this because it makes sense. It really makes sense. So we're gonna put the link up here to that show when you can listen to it. If you have any questions, I promise you can message Jan. You can message Keith. He will have no problem. She will have no problem answering you. This, yeah, it's a whole different. It depends on where you're in your journey, but if you're there, I promise you want to hear this.
Maybe I should because of the journey that I've been on. It's just been
I think you should because
Yeah.
this can help. It is so clarifying without them even knowing it.
well. The only issue for me is that it's a 2.5 hour show, and
Set
I
it down while you're doing something. Set it down. Just listen.
well that's just it. I don't. I'm not in a position anywhere really to just have it playing in the background while I'm doing something else.
Hmm. Sure you can. While you're mowing your dad's yard, put your earbuds in.
Hmm.
If it's something that
Actually, I could.
Spirit thinks you need to hear, you're gonna do it. I
I'll
promise
I'll
you.
have to convert it to audio, but yeah, that can be done.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. If it's something that you need to hear, you'll find a way. I promise.
Yeah, I can convert it to audio, and I'll have to blast the audio because my iPod it's not very loud. I don't know if it's the iPod itself or if it's the earbuds that I have.
Yeah, that's possible. Nick, I know you absolutely need to listen to it.
Yeah, that definitely sounds something like something interesting. So I'm gonna have to definitely check it out.
And you know both Jan and Nick are just holy fuck. Jan and Keith are there. I promise you. What part? Well, and people wouldn't understand this until they listen to it, but listening to him explain soul shards
It happened to get Jeremy again. He just disappeared.
and what they really are.
I just closed out my
Oh,
camera.
I thought it was. I thought it was a disconnect. I'm
He's
sorry.
there. He's
Go
there.
ahead, AJ. I'm sorry.
Chill
Go
out.
ahead.
But and dealing with your past, because if you don't, it it affects your future. And the way they talk about it, it's really awesome. It really is.
Jeremy, real quick, I love what what Kate had said a second ago. It's like, OMG, you still have an iPod? That's so 2006.
Oh, you're looking at the screen, Nick?
Yeah, I am.
Yes. I have had this thing, probably 15 years now, and it still works.
That is
Love you,
So,
Hale.
2006
Yeah.
right there. That's
so
2006.
here's the thing, y'all.
And
We're
yes, Kate, I actually still have a Walkman, but I don't use it.
oh holy shit. Um, so
Yeah,
next
you'd
week,
be surprised what I have. I've got
It's an ant-
two VCRs.
no, I
that's
wouldn't.
she's right. It's a blast in the past. I mean, that's essentially an antique you got there, Jeremy, the iPod.
Anything over 25 years is an
Oh,
antique.
shit.
Hey, well, I remember when those were coming. I was in middle school when those came out. Damn it!
Yeah, Jeremy, pay attention to when those really actually came out. You can feel as old as I do. But so
Okay,
next
okay,
week,
so it doesn't matter how old it is, it still works.
Still works. Yeah.
it's still an antique too.
It's,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with antiques.
I'm not.
What's
No,
I'm not
wrong
it's
with
objecting. I'm
not.
not.
an antique?
I'm not objecting to it. That was Kate who said that,
Yeah, right.
and she's the one
Okay,
who said
so
it.
Why don't you change your toothbrush a bit more? What are you going
so
on?
next week, I want you both to do some research. We're going to discuss the Appalachian ghost stories and some that I know are true.
Oh boy.
So we want to see what's myth and what's not. Will we come to a conclusion? Absolutely not. But the stories will be fun.
I can already tell you ahead of time, Adrian. I mean, I obviously I already know some of those stories already, but of course, when it comes to the Apple, I always used to say it the other way. I'm trying Appalachians. There we go. When it comes to the Apple,
Appalachian Mountains.
Yes, Kate, I do.
when it comes to the Appalachians, I mean,
Okay,
not
okay,
only
Kate, to give you an idea, I'm 45 years old, okay? Never have a cavity. I've never had a cavity.
in response to still using an iPod.
That'll happen. Don't worry. Yeah, so
But
that's another
here's
thing.
the thing: I haven't been to a dentist in over a year. Because of the insurance thing.
I think you probably should. Anyway,
Chris, don't start.
anyway,
Ooh,
Jan's talking about mimics.
nice.
Jeremy.
Jan's talking about mimics. She's
Yeah.
going to tell a story on me that I have never told. So,
Hold on, Jan, Chris. What the hell are you two doing?
huh?
You guys see what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Boobies?
What are you two doing?
Boobies?
I have no idea.
Kate, the toothpaste that I use is AIM. It's actually the cheapest toothpaste, 88 cents a tube.
Ancient
But it works
Chinese
well
secret.
as Colgate
Oh my
and Crest. Yeah, that's what I use. I use AIM.
What?
Now, what a lot of people that I found out don't do is they don't use mouthwash, and I every time I brush, I got to use mouthwash.
I use mouthwash.
Well, be careful what mouthwash that takes your enamel off.
I
Anyway,
always take the cinnamon flavored one.
I use the generic version of Scope.
okay. So, I'm going to tell you right now, if you watch the Otter Stand, we will not have this at all discussion on this show about what Jan talks about. I can't have an honest discussion about it because I don't remember it. I never will remember it. But knowing you did something you don't remember and you weren't drinking, you weren't on drugs,
Yeah.
that's scary.
That happened to me a lot.
Yeah, well, if you listen to her story, we will not have a discussion about it. She is welcome to come on and have a discussion about it. I can't talk about it because I wasn't there, obviously.
She's got to talk about it herself.
And she does on the show. That she talks about mimics. She talks about taking people over. Pretty cool. So if you do get to listen to it, let me know.
Well,
Adrian
I can
Shanley.
already tell you for me, it's memory problems because I've been having a lot of memory problems ever since I got hurt. Even my dad has told me that.
Yeah,
That
mine's not memory problems.
Yeah, I
It,
remember you said that. Well, and you guys remember too. My After I had my brain injuries, my memory was still kind of wonky for quite a couple weeks, if not for a good month or two.
I wish I had that excuse. I would take that excuse because this issue was with her husband. No, I did not mess with her husband. But the conversation that I remember was with her husband. By the way, he still talks to me, so we're okay.
Oh, and Adrian, I was gonna say before whatever comment it was that I read when it just real quick to the Appalachians. I mean, not only do you have just the typical ghost stories involved, but of course also you have your share of cryptids, obviously. So
Yep. We're going to do some research before we actually come out because I only have the one story that I believe is true from a woman.
I hope to have time. Get my as busy as my schedule has been lately, it's about to get even busier, and it's not something I can help either. I've got there's some things going on that I cannot get away from.
Kate, I am not even gonna read that.
Hey,
We already did.
I never
No,
even
I said
thought about
cryptid.
Kate. I never even thought about the anesthesia, but yeah, I'm sure going under anesthesia enough times that'll affect you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's something that I did research. For a normal person, the average amount of surgeries that you have throughout your entire life will be 9 for a normal person. Okay,
Right.
I have had 13 in the last 4 years.
And you ain't done.
I'm not done because I'm about to have 3 of them back to back to back in a span of 2 months.
I remember
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so that's not going to be particularly fun.
Now, are these going to be? Correct me if I'm wrong. Just remind me. Are they like major or like just to a minor degree, or what exactly are they going to be like?
No, I would say they're going to be pretty major because the one surgery I actually have the diagram right here what the doctor drew for me.
Here, hold on. I'm actually gonna
I love doctor
let me
drawings.
spot. Let me full screen it because I can't.
Okay, so here are my eyes. Here's the nose. My forehead. He's going to cut skin from my forehead and fold it down to the nose.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay.
He's not going to cut it off. He's just going to cut it and fold it,
Okay.
meaning the skin is still going to be attached to my forehead and on my nose.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
That's cool.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know you could do. They could do something like that.
Cool. Bloody hell.
Like what Kate said.
Now, yeah. Now, actually, that might have been why I said that because she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a comb over it. A comb over it, basically. So, so he's gonna cut it off here, fold it down here, because the goal is to get me an Allah.
It's better than cutting it from your hip and putting it up there like they did before.
No, that was the bone.
Uh,
That was
right? But
that was
still.
yeah, that was the bone to rebuild my nose. And whenever I exercise or walk or do mow in the yard, I'm feeling it in my hip.
There you go.
It actually, even just sitting in a car for a long ride yesterday, I was in the car for 5 hours.
Uh huh.
My hip was sore just from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Um, So,
Okay, I will do that before we get on next show.
so anyway, he's going to do that. He's going to. That's the first surgery. The second surgery, he's going to pull cartilage out of my rib and put in my nose, to try to straighten it out a little more because it's still leaning to the left. And then the last surgery he's going to do was called a flap inset, which I'm still not really sure what that is. And
Now,
his thing is that in between each surgery is only going to be 3 to 6 weeks.
okay,
So it,
that's what I was gonna ask. So, like, I was gonna say, what would be the duration between each of the three surgeries?
right. So it's going to be really quick, and during that whole time, I ain't going to be here. You
Okay,
guys will be running this show. Yeah.
haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah. Now I may be back behind the scenes with you guys, but I am not going to be on camera.
Right.
That that is not an image of myself that I'm going to want out there.
No, especially while you're recuperating.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm
you know,
kind of scared to know what it's going to be like with me and Adrian.
well, hopefully you'll be able to get Eileen back on here if they ever figure this shit out with her job.
Buckle up,
He's going
Buttercup.
to come back at me with a vengeance.
Oh, she's gonna come after you hard.
It's been so long, so yeah.
I know. I know, but
I wouldn't hold my breath, but buckle up, Buttercup. Either way.
yeah, because with what Eileen was telling us today, they better be giving her a big raise after all of this.
I hope so. I started catching up on that. I hope so too.
Yeah,
Well, give me a second.
because that is just too much to put on her, and I can't believe she's put up with it for this long.
I know. Nearly a year.
It's called money. Money talks.
Yeah, but at some point, enough is enough.
Yeah, really. She needs a break.
Yeah,
Well, when you're looking at a promotion, you're going to do it.
yeah, but here's the thing: is there one in line for her?
I don't know. But there's got to be something or she wouldn't keep doing it.
I know. So there's that. So I'm gonna. I hope to have time to look up some Appalachian stuff.
I always
Yeah.
used to say again. I used to say Appalachian. Now I'm starting to say Appalachian.
That's how I thought it was pronounced for 40 years.
Me too. Me too.
Bullshit! Not 40 years. I'm
No, no. I thought that's how I was always originally pronounced as Appalachian.
yeah. That's how I always heard it pronounced.
That's me too. I'm telling you, I relate to you
Yeah.
on that.
Even when I was in school, the teachers pronounced it that way.
Even a lot of the paranormal and cryptid shows said the same thing, or history shows.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we can't help. That's like people that are not near Illinois call it Illinois. That's how people. That's how people in Louisville, Kentucky call it Louisville.
Well, I've never called it Louisville. I always, for the longest time, I kept calling it Louisville, but now I know it's
It's
Louisville.
still wrong.
Yeah, now I know it's Louisville.
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 Yeah.
There we go.
Louisville.
Okay.
And yet, south of me, a couple hours is an actual Louisville,
Here too. Or yeah,
but
or
it's
Kansas.
spelled
Kansas.
differently too.
That's why. That's why Zach has bruises all over his damn self because he wants to call it the Arkansas River.
The
The
S is
fuck?
silent, Jan.
The fuck? No, we grew up there. That's where I learned to drive a stick. It's the Arkansas River. There's no Arkansas bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Sue, add an L after those O's.
Louisville.
That's how it is.
Louisville.
Louisville, yeah.
Louisville.
Well,
No,
and let's not
right.
forget, I've told you.
Absolutely right. Louisville.
Well, and I've told you guys this further down in
Oh,
central
L?
Illinois. There is another town by that name, but they, you would think Louisville, but it's actually they over there they pronounce it as Louisville.
There's one here too, Louisville, but
Yeah,
there it's Louisville.
yeah. I was gonna say if you're coming from Louisville, Kentucky, and you come up to
Mhm.
Louisville, Illinois, in this case, I mean it's obvious. It's just like your typical you know, Midwest small rural town out in the country, and you would
Yep.
think immediately that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, like down in Kentucky. But the residents will correct you very quickly, like, no, it may be the same word, but over here we call it Louisville.
Just
Right.
don't say it around Ernie and Denise.
I
Yeah. That's
actually,
Louisville.
I think I told them that one time. I'm like, I'm actually curious if they ever came up to Louisville, Illinois, and they said it the wrong way in their perspective, and thinking, you got an angry mob after you, then, guys.
All
It
right,
depends
folks.
on where you're from.
We are 20 minutes after the hour, 40 minutes away from next show.
Yeah, I need the break.
Yeah, he needs to break. He needs to fill his belly.
Well, I actually need to get some
And
water first more than anything else.
actually, I need to fill my belly too because I didn't get a chance to eat yet.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Just
Okay,
got
hang
done.
on. I was gonna say, hang on one second there, just before we go. You guys talk about that. It's sad that I don't eat, but you didn't eat yourself tonight. You didn't eat yourself tonight,
I,
Jeremy. What the hell?
I didn't have a chance to. I had a lot going on, so I didn't get my work done until 10:12.
I didn't have a chance either.
Love you, beautiful.
Yeah, but you do it consistently every single week.
It's not my fault if my parents are the ones who are cooking.
Okay, how about you cook for yourself? You eat before 6 o'clock.
I do that, and I would love to. It's just as long as my parents don't have anything that they're planning. I mean, if it's just me, I'm fine.
Grab a
I'm good with
sandwich.
that.
Grab a sandwich. Mom and Dad, I'm good. I need to fast between this time and this time. I'm grabbing a sandwich. I got shows to do.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
You know what, Adrian? This would be a good experiment. I wonder if we would have a different Nick if his belly is full at the start of the show.
He might actually know he's muted. His brain might function.
Oh my god.
Try that. Try that. If your mom needs to call me, we will talk.
That that's actually really good. I like that.
I mean, you can. I mean, you got the number.
Here's the thing. You take care of yourself. You take control of your life. 6 o'clock, your time. 6:30 at the latest. Grab a sandwich.
Yeah.
Grab some chips. Whatever it is you want to eat that night. You grab it. You eat it before the show. That way you are fasting
I should have done
between
this.
8 and when you wake up.
A lot of times I just usually have like those small individual frozen foods, like lean cuisines, because I'm still trying to
Fine.
eat carefully
Fine.
and it only takes a few minutes to cook.
Fine.
Right?
So there you go. Problem solved.
No excuses. And besides, you work at a grocery store, so you can bring this shit home.
I could, but to be perfectly honest with you, at our store, the stuff there is more expensive. I'd rather be shopping at Jewel than Mariano's.
Never heard of Jewel, but yeah. Yep.
But you guys don't have Jewel in Colorado?
No.
I thought that was a store that was throughout the entire country.
It's Walmart, it's King Super, and it's Safeway.
That's weird. I could have sworn that Jewel was all over the place
Oh,
because
not here.
I know my store, Mariano's. That's a Chicago-based store, but I thought, oh yeah, okay. I just looked it up. Okay, so it is okay. It's just a regional supermarket chain. It's in the okay, so it is also a Chicago-based store. All right, so never
Well,
mind then. But it
well,
has
We have Walmart. Walmart works as long
well,
as their shrimp is not radioactive.
well, Jewel Osco, the full name of
well,
it.
you never know these days anymore.
Oh no, it is. They recalled a bunch of shrimp from Walmart that's radioactive in about 6 states.
Wow. Yeah,
Really, I
Jewel
have
Osco
heard
would.
about that.
Not ours.
Yeah,
We're
Jewel
okay.
Osco would say.
Man, so that means we're not going to be having your friendly neighborhood radioactive shrimp man.
I know. Shit.
Okay,
Wow.
so
Get
Okay,
off my
well,
foot.
we are going to call it a night. We've been trying to get off here now for 5 minutes.
yes,
Nick needs to go eat.
and I need a break before I
No,
get
no,
on
no, no.
Nikki's
Close your mouth. No, another word. None of us. Another word.
Actually, let's do this. Ah, the silence is bliss, isn't it? All right, folks. Thank you so much for playing along with us tonight. It's been a blast. We will see you guys next week. Have a good night and have a good weekend.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.